That's true.
But I think, you know, TA Timber mid, maybe a wash of a lane, but I think this Wind Ranger should Omega free farm versus Slardar. And I think Shopify have shown they are dominating most of these Kunkka off lanes.
Dyrachyo maybe overstepping himself a little bit here.
Yeah, he's dead to the next Impale. They can land it, which they should.
Yeah, Dyrachyo knows he can't just run, so he tries to turn around and does manage to get the kill on a Saberlight. Of course, he dies first, but... And the creep wave is pushing in, so it might be a little bit annoying for him. So not the best start for Dyrachyo Arc Warden.
No, that was very aggressive. I'm not sure why they wanted to trade that fast. Usually, you just let 2 or 3 decays get up and then take the trade.
Yeah.
And it's extremely efficient.
And get level 2 on Arc Warden.
Yeah. But the hyper aggression yields a trade, and the lane's still pretty deep for them. We'll see. But I am worried for Ace in this offlane. However, getting all that extra gold definitely helps. We'll see if it can power through this double range lane with an attack speed slow and a hero he can't really hit over the long run. I feel like Arteezy's going to have a lot of space down there. This is what you want, though. And honestly, I'm surprised that Shopify Rebellion ended up with a melee hero, a melee strength hero.
Yeah.
Of all things, Verse and a 9 that got picked blind. I thought Celery was going to have a rougher early game than this, but he's set up to get what he wants, which is decay, decay, decay.
This matchup in general is interesting. Shopify versus Gamin Gladiators, the focus of lanes. I mean, we know Gamin Gladiators like to be able to end games early. We showed those stats in the pregame show. And Shopify Rebellion has always been a team that really wants to win their lanes. I would say they're a bit more of a diverse team right now, but I think the focus on laning phase is still there.
I mean, more diverse is a nice way of saying they don't know what they want to do right now. So they're trying anything.
That's not true. You agreed Shopify looked good.
You started this cast off asking if Dyrachyo Arc Warden is a thing.
Well, he's never played it before.
Exactly, so they're trying anything to gain some traction here. Tombstone, no blood grenade though.
Good call on the TP out,
late,
though.
yeah.
It hurts staff to do that.
I feel like if you want to throw that blood grenade instantly, but maybe he TPs instantly. I don't know. That's a weird exchange. Either way, you get the TP to base, so it's not the worst case scenario, but it does cost you that grenade. Still a little sad about that. Those are those big lane timings for Undying, but it's going to create a lot of space for Dyrachyo to get mana drain. And the Core has been annoying on this lane with the early boots. The old counter to Dirge.
You never answer my question. Do you think Dyrachyo, do you think it fits his playstyle, playing Arc Warden?
Like, oh, he ran out of mana.
Because he's known to be a very aggressive carry player, right? Like, he puts himself in riskier spots than other carries do. Sometimes that pays off, sometimes it doesn't. With Arc Warden, you can do that with your clone.
That's right. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Dyrachyo send the psychopathic clone in while the real Dyrachyo plays safe and secure.
But is he actually going to do that, though? Is he actually going to play safe and secure with his...
It's Dyrachyo, so he's probably going to send his main hero in and safely farm with the clone. That would be the most Dyrachyo thing ever. He's just taking a team fight with his main hero, his clone's farming triangle. Dude, I hope that happens, honestly. That would be amazing. I think it's a fine hero form. I think you can play anything, man.
Yeah, sure.
That's the strength of aggressive carry players. Just give them any hero. They're going to make something happen.
To be clear, I wasn't actually trying to flame Dyrachyo. I was just,
I'm aware.
Some players have, a certain style that fits to certain heroes. And I think Arc Warden is kind of an interesting spot right now because people are playing it a lot more aggressively lately, right? We've seen a lot more of these, not pro matches, but a lot lot of people were experimenting with the mid Arc Warden with Spirit Vessel, right?
This hero can play fast. It's not some like clunky 80-minute, 10,000 CS Chinese carry from 8 years ago. This hero can skirmish. You can get double Gleipnir timings, double Vessel timing. Like, you can do a lot with him in these early fights. And his spells are really powerful now, particularly from Dire side with the instant remnant. Just undodgeable. He does a decent amount of damage. And so far, we're looking at the CS battle, but man, is it the Quinn show in mid right now. Doubling the TACS. 16 denies. He's opened up a decent net worth gap, abusing that first blood gold. Again, this is just not the player I would want to give first blood to.
KitTrack coming over to try and secure power runes, or maybe even do a little bit better than that with Theolacor also cutting in. Quinn heads for it. It spawns bottom. So good thing for Shopify.
That's an arcane.
Yeah, that would have been a dangerous rune to give to a Timbersaw.
See if Tofu can deny it. He's attack speed slowed though. Couldn't get it.
Good play by KitTrack to stop that.
Nice little pickup for Yopaj. He's been really aggressive with these mana drains. It's working out. But that net worth differential is, you know, that's off that first minute in the game, really. Just pushed Quinn into such a fast bottle wand arcane boots. He's not looked back. So we'll see what he can do with this. I feel like a lot of the games this tournament, we've not seen Gamin get off to the start where we're used to seeing them, which is a mid lane one that they can play through in terms of their supports combining.
Yep.
Here they have it. I don't know if the combination is the best in terms of Undying Snap going to a Timber, but it's good enough. Quinn gets out of control. And he has heroes he can rotate to. This is a Kunkka that's very susceptible to getting decayed and then whirling death, and then you have no strength left.
I saw a comment recently about Gamin Gladiators arguing that the way to deal with Gamin Gladiators is to shut down Ace and Quinn, as that is typically who Gamin Gladiators like to play through, right? Get their big tanky Aura Boy in the off lane, or win mid really hard with Quinn, just play through whoever kind of gets the advantage out of that laning phase. Makes a decent amount of sense. Do you agree with that?
I mean, yeah, that's not incorrect. But I feel like, you know, that's all. One, it's easier said than done.
Okay.
Historically speaking.
Yeah.
And two, like every team has their styles and players they prefer to play through. So that statement can be applied to almost any team, which doesn't disqualify the statement. But it's a bit more nuanced than that. Like, I think if you go in a game of Dota and you just say, we're going to shut this guy down, it isn't that simple.
Dyrachyo going to get run down by the rotation of Yopaj and both supports.
Nice rotation. Dyrachyo playing very deep on this lane, and it'll cost him his life. So Undying Arc Lane, I mean, it's worked out. You shut down this Kunkka pretty damn hard. This is almost a guaranteed lane win lane, I want to say.
Yeah.
And you have done its job. You have slowed down Saberlight, a key component for Shopify this tournament. And you still have this Timber accelerating very fast. So overall, pretty strong laning phase for Gamin.
And Ace doesn't look too shut down at all. You were talking about the fact he's matched up against double range heroes.
Yeah,
Lardar hates that, but he has been able to farm, out-farmed, in fact, Arteezy's Wind Ranger. Mage Slayer, Lardar.
Do you like the Mage Slayer here?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't really know. I get the cloak build up, him being tanky versus all the magic damage is nice, but I don't know if the active component's that good this game. Nice cookie.
Very nice.
That's a nice rotation right there. Get the Timber active, shut down a part of the map. It should open up this tower. I don't know if Artur wants to go back here. And again, this Kunkka is still kind of suffering to catch up because Dyrachyo's happy staying top, working towards that Midas. Do get some mid-tower damage here.
I like that Gamin Gladiators picked up Snapfire, because the panel was talking about it earlier on the day, right? They're talking about, you know, where's Snapfire as a counter to Phoenix, since Phoenix is being picked up a decent amount, like where this hero kind of go. It'll be interesting to see how it fares in this game, because it's not looking too bad right now. Tofu's having a decent amount of impact, and we haven't even seen it kill a Supernova just yet.
Nice trap kill, plus 25. That's true. It's still the best egg killer, basically, you're going to get out of a support role. We'll see if it comes into play. I do like the Shredder build as well. I think that build is a bit undervalued at the moment. It does a serious amount of damage. Just leveling Shredder to level 3 and 4. Got buffed a little bit in some of these past patches. We don't see it here, but again, I think it's undervalued, right? The downside is in the games with Phoenix, you almost don't want to go that build. It's counterintuitive, but I think you rather have your other spells be stronger because you rather not use the Shredder in the fight to save it for the egg threat.
Yeah, I got you.
So therefore, if you put all your points in Shredder and you don't want to use it because you want to save it for egg, it gets a little weird. I mean, the cooldown goes down, but I don't think it's reliable enough. They'll make a move on Ace, and he's tanky.
He is very tanky. Takes a lot to kill him, but they gotta get him.
A heavy committal. They do get the mid tower as well. Quinn just runs out of mana a little bit and has to go to base, and Yopaj takes advantage of it, continuing to push this wave in.
Yopaj hasn't had to go back at all, in part because Theo Licor was bumping up his mana.
Yep. Power of the Lion. The Midas did get finished here, though, so Tarachi is going to accelerate. He's getting some solo XP, too. He's got that shovel going. Double shovel, double trouble.
Illusion. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're still missing some levels here on the Shopify supports, which is really what's slowing down the damage progression. Once more, there's not much threatening Quinn on this map. The stacking also has been constant on Gamin side. We're seeing the Shopify stacks here for the TA, but that triangle has already been cleared through once. It's reflected in the Quinn net worth here. There's a lot of ancient stacking going on by Celery.
Man, smoke up. Gonna slip past the clone here to the real Arc Warden deeper in the jungle, while Saberlight and Kidtrack draw Durachio's attention elsewhere.
They're getting both Arc Wardens at once.
It's a hard position to get him in.
Yeah, that tree line is awkward.
Yeah, it's hard for a Templar Assassin. Don't body block him too much here. They get the big melt hit in, but Tofu comes in, TP's immediately to help him out and gets the return kill. And almost a little bit more there. TP out from Yopaj will keep him alive.
Have to keep the stuns in mind. If the starter's not joining the fight, the TP outs are going to be pretty solid this game. But damn, are they cruising to some good item timings. And honestly, Artur is the one struggling more than I would have thought in this game.
Yeah.
That one gank bottom, the lane did not go as well for him as I would have thought. And Wind Ranger is not the best jungler out of all the carries in the game. So he's going to get out farmed here pretty heavily. Rough early game for Shopify compared to what we are used to seeing in a lot of the recent games. Honestly, they have just been stifled in this early game. They're going to resort to some ancient stacks and Yopaj, I guess, to drag him through some of the early fights. He is the one saving grace here.
What kind of builds do you want to see out of Yopaj here? Would you prefer the earlier Blink Dagger? Or do you want him to try and have a harder carry build since Artur is already behind?
Depends how pressure you feel to deal with the Arc Ward on the map, but if you want to get something done, it's got to be Blink. Blink, Shard, Deso in some order. It's what you want to end up with. Probably need like BKB or Manta at some point.
I'll make sure
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's not the easiest game for him to just jump in and make plays, though, if you don't see heroes. Arc can send a clone. You end up fighting under a Tombstone and Dying ult. There's some Snapfire throwing kisses on you. And you only might see the Starter or Timber, not the easiest targets to burst down. Does have a DE rune right now. That definitely helps. Got the big damage buff on that Cobalt.
Puts his clone up on the high ground, actually reveals a Kunkka that's up there. Yopaj is still looking to make some sort of move here, but it's just not presenting itself. Similar to when they went on the Arc Warden.
They want this finger kill as well. But again, like, what are you doing versus Quinn in this game? He's almost got 2,000 HP. He already has that plate mail working towards the Shivas. And Shivas is going to be quite good versus their lineup, man. Removes so much to the burst damage potential.
Licor,
yeah, you got the wrong neighbor.
Bounty rune and is immediately punished by Gamin Gladiators.
very frustrating early game for Shopify here. They just can't find the opening. No easy targets on the map. Their offlaner tempo creator got shut down by this Undying pick.
You know you're behind when you get the Maelstrom on your Wind Ranger at the same time as Maelstrom after Midas is done for the Arc Warden. Tofu, good cookie. Might cost a little bit more time, but they'll still get the kill.
Nice move at the end of that DD. Taking benefit of this mid tower going down really early too. We saw the blink come out for the Slardar, so the initiation power is there for Gamin. They're building towards more utility. Sablelight's gonna find an Undying. See how much he commits on this. Oh, Yopaj here, no problem.
Still the remnants of that amp damage. Blink Dagger goes to work for Ace, though. He finds a pick off on Theodore. Now they're going to try and chase down Yopaj and Saberlight here at top lane. It's a long trip back to that off lane tower. They're going to try and cut him off at the pass here.
I find Kid Track, it's dead.
Can they pull him up? Oh, he barely gets away from that Timber Saw in time. Close call. The burst damage there. No, Yopaj wants to go back at it. He's got a haste rune now.
Okay, this could be something here.
Yeah, he's going to cut down Tofu. Ace, I think you just got to leave your supports to die, my friend. They have to turn back around now. Saberlight's going to get some good work with this Blade Mail, but he's also taking a lot of damage. He's going to try and commit to it. Supernova right in the mix. Quinn, he's stuck underneath it. He's going to die. Gets burned out just like that. What happened to Duraccio? I didn't even see.
Just got soul killed by Artur on the back end by Focus Fire. He leaves that fight as fast as he joins it, and they will clean up an Undying on top. Where did this team fight come from? It's so casual, just run in with a haste rune and run them down one by one.
Very discombobulated from Gamin Gladiators. I think they very easily could have cut their losses, but...
I mean, that's also a 5-on-5 they can take if it's set up properly, right? But Shopify take advantage of the misstep on the map. Just run them down on Yopaj's strength. And that is a big turn momentum-wise in this game. In a game where they were finding nothing, they were down 5 or 6K. Suddenly, it's almost back to even. Artur gets a huge kill on the enemy Arc Warden that gave him a lot of gold there.
And of course, now, look at Shopify, like, just taking over the space. Tofu lays down a ward, immediately gets countered.
And look at those Radiant Ops, man. That triangle is gone if you are gaming. No way you're dewarding all of these. On top of traps. These traps are going to solidify a lot of map control here. Just set the ganks up. And Gamin, they're pretty reliant on this Arc Warden pushing the waves out. So if you don't want to show too many heroes and split up and get picked off by this TA right now, I mean, you better start using this clone pretty damn well. I mean, look at how constricted they just got in the last 2 minutes here. We're looking at 5 heroes almost meeting behind that tier 2 mid.
Very well done by Shopify Rebellion to exert that pressure. And they'll get the pick off on Ace as well. This will start being Deso charges too, though he doesn't die so easy. Again, this Slardar is pretty damn tanky. Takes a lot, but eventually does go down. The TP rotations come in though. Arc Warden clone plus 2 supports.
Get nothing. Shopify once more picking them off, catching them off guard. Just not able to read the moves right now. Despite having this global presence on the Arc Warden, can't defend Ace under his own tier 1. Kitrak posturing very aggressively here. They're removing a lot of the camps from Gamin's control. That is allowing Arteezy to catch up on this board.
And where's the Timber Saw in action? This guy got so much out of the laning phase. Got that first blood, hard won his lane.
That is the biggest question. What has this Timber's early lead done for you? Not much.
It's about to do even less with Aghanim Scepter done for Saberlight. So just being in the middle of a team fight, it's going to be pretty hell for these heroes that do not buy early BKB. And as of right now, nobody has BKB.
He's going to break the smoke. This is very awkward. That trap just gives him the extra space as well. That was the Shiva's completed. They really wanted a team fight out of that. I will say this ball from Gamin is still strong if the fight happens in a way where they get the tombstone down, you have that mech behind them, drum charge on Tofu, and the Timber and the Starter are together. If you just stand your ground, we have not seen that yet. That is where this lineup thrives. Shopify not giving him that type of fight, and oh, nice little bash.
Very nicely timed for him. Manta now done for the Wind Ranger. He's going to keep hunting for more. He's not going BKB, it looks like. He's going to go Aghanim Scepter, which
Interesting.
makes the Mage Slayer in some ways more value, right?
Yeah.
Stacking reduction.
He's going to be a very tanky frontliner. But our Tor is basically fully recovered in this game. Manta's very valuable here. Again, limited lockdown on the side of Gamin. What are your options? Cookie and Crush?
Yeah, Bash isn't really reliable against a Wind Ranger.
It's tough, man. It's going to be tough to find our Tor in these fights.
Meanwhile, the lockdown is super easy for Shopify's side, right? I mean, they have Kunkka. I feel like Kunkka solves so many lockdown issues.
Lion, Kunkka, TA traps, Shackle Shot, and a Roshan for free. Deso up. Makes quick work of it.
So it feels like the next big window for Gamin Gladiators is going to be... Oh, Jirachi went Mjolnir. I thought he was going to go Gleipnir, honestly. I thought they needed the extra lockdown.
Maybe he just thinks this game is going to be slower and they're not going to go get this fight with double Gleipnir.
I will say the active static charge is it looks pretty damn good on this Slardar if he gets that
It is
Aghanim
strong.
Scepter, right?
Yeah, I mean, on both these frontliners.
Yeah,
You get 2 Mjolnir charges off. Sometimes that just wins you a fight straight up.
sure.
Throw one on the Timber, throw one on the Starter, they go in. You end up killing yourself here if you're Shopify. They will steal a Tormentor right from out from under them. Can they get away with murder here?
The smoke is wrapped around behind them. Shopify, they're going to get the vision off of the Snapfire ultimate. A good idea. Saberlight, he's going to try and get off whatever spells he can, but it looks like he's locked in and going to be killed.
No tombstone.
Yopaj charging forward with his Aegis while Arteezy starts laying into this Timbersaw.
Quinn got hit by
can't do
Torrent.
much about that one. He tries to throw out the Chakram, misses on Yopaj. Yopaj is keeping his Aegis alive, and
so
it looks
low.
like Arteezy has no problem staying up as well.
So low on everybody here. Saberlight playing with his food on 0 HP. The big bongs are coming.
How did Saberlight live through that one, man?
Boat Rum is a hell of a drug as he just tanks everything here.
Look how low he is.
And then the Torrent hit Quinn when he chained in to try and finish him. That was just brutal. Just beautiful kiting from Shopify.
Yeah.
And the biggest component, they took out Celery at the start on the bottom end of that. The Olacor finds him. No Tombstone for that fight. Imagine you have Tombstone Flesh Golem for that.
Yeah.
It looks so different, right?
If he definitely kills Saberlight, might be able to take out Yopaj a lot faster, take away that Aegis earlier. Just that kind of threat might help Dyrachio get out of the team fight if you still lose it. But instead, Gamin Gladiators lose like 4, I think, in that team fight. 10,000 net worth lead now for Shopify Rebellion. At 24 minutes, when they had kind of lost the laning phase. Quite the swift 180.
Something about this meta is just not working for Gamin. And it is working quite well
Dire's middle
for
tower
Shopify
is
Rebellion. As they extend their lead. And Arteezy is getting very aggressive here with no mana.
I think, again, it feels like, I don't think there's anything in this game that is wrong with Ace, but feels like they're not getting the same kind of play from him as they used to. Nice turn. Saberlight gets demolished.
Actually, yeah, what the hell?
Now, Ace will lose his life for that as well. He put himself on that front line and gave Quinn that opportunity.
Why did he die so fast?
He got hit by a whirling death with like 5 trees surrounding him.
God damn, okay. Yeah, Quinn with that blink reveal. Oh, he also had Whisper of the Dread. Man, that's a nice pickup for that extra 10%. Really makes a difference here.
Yeah. Don't like that item. Don't like that.
Well, maybe it doesn't like you, so it evens out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Why don't you? What's wrong with this item?
Because I think it's kind of busted. I think the downside of it is completely whatever in like 95% of games.
Yeah, that's true, but
So the buff is rather extreme.
nothing wrong
For a
with that,
tier 2
though.
item.
Nothing wrong with a little power creep every now and then.
Caught Celery again. Oh,
They
the
saved
cookie
him.
got him to the high ground. Maybe they can actually turn around this one. I mean, this Shopify went in pretty deep. Yopaj trying to play through this Arc Warden
That
bubble.
bubble.
Quinn does not manage to get away. Dies for the last shot that came in from Yopaj. Did not get a high ground miss.
East wants to go here. He knows the backline's low. They actually got the Phoenix with a Remnant. Nice pickoff from Duraccio. Long range artillery strike.
And now they're just going to try and chase down these heroes. Tidal Wave pulls in Ace into the focused fire, but he's just trying to buy time for the rest of his team to come in. But it looks like Shopify's still going to challenge them anyway. Double bubble out here for Duraccio. Let's see if he can outplay this one.
that
The
Torrent Storm
is going to work, and it's demolishing all of Gamin Gladiators. How did Saberlight just wipe out the entirety of Gamin Gladiators
What a
by
beast.
himself?
And he dies to seal his own fate. Too powerful even for himself here, as he just ran uphill into 3 after taking out Ace. Torrent Storm did so much work here. He caught both supports with like 4 torrents.
It was
They
like
just
back-to-back
insta-died.
torrent. They were just chain stunned.
What the hell was that?
Wow.
This guy's the Kunkka Whisperer or something, man. That was nasty. That looked like it was going to get turned by Gamin. You had double Mjolnir in the double bubble. Just going to town. Saberlight says none of this. And Yopaj again survives the fight on no HP. Has yet to die this game. Saberlight
Dire's
glitching
middle
in the
tower is
Matrix
under attack.
as he hacks his way to a perfect Torrent Storm. This Yopaj guy just doesn't die, man. I don't know. Like I feel like we've seen this before. Every game.
Yeah, the zero
Zero
death
deaths.
performance.
0 deaths. 1
Dire's
death.
bottom tower
0
is under
deaths.
attack.
His KDA must just be out of control at this point.
11-0-7. Back to that 10K lead, which they had, then kind of lost, then recovered it again.
Oh, he got him.
Not making it out of this one, Quinn. He's got tons of mobility items. He's got Ogre Seal Totem, Blink Dagger. None of it will do him any good when he's in the Torrent Storm.
That Lion Shard is so strong sometimes. You just stand there, invincible. What are you going to do about it?
Now he's got Meld Dispels. You are so far away from Undispellable Corrosive Haze on Slardar that this talent for the TA is going to get some serious work done in this game.
Yeah, you need that Slardar talent, but the games where you feel like you need that, it's a long way away. Just casually find Duraccio.
Actually had to use his BKB there. Oh, how did that crush not land on Arteezy? Turns on a dime and somehow gets out of the range of that one. Once again, though, Shopify are kind of toying with danger here, diving past the tier 2 to take a team fight.
Scotty on the Wind Ranger. A lot of stats, a lot of HP. Kind of a rare item we see, though. It's not the highest damage output. Not that he necessarily needs damage this game, but the kiting is also significant versus the Timber and the Slardar here.
Yeah. I kind of like the stats where it just doesn't feel like he's going to die very easily to some of these random spells being thrown around, like the Timber Saw.
Yeah, much harder for Quinn to just find this Ranger and burst him down. That aspect of it's really nice. Again, if he just like casually attacks one of them once, it's pretty decent value here. Quick smoke from Gamin, trying to find something on their terms.
They're trailing behind Arteezy, but Tour has already gotten back to the rest of his team. The pick off just does not present itself.
I mean, the dream is you find this Kunkka first, burst him down. Saberlight, he's just frontlining. No fear here as BKB. They're just going to outmaneuver him, push in mid, make them show.
Is that even possible, though? They don't have
I don't
chain
know.
stuns, really, for it.
I think it maybe kind of is with like a flesh golem hit or something. I don't know. It would have to be some crazy sequence.
My clone didn't last for long. Neither did this tier 3. Focus fire down. Ace gets a jump on in. Shopify easily reset off of it. The boat went down, though, so Gamin Gladiators.
You gotta be careful not to get X'd on those plays. I mean, it's in theory very hard, but... Oh, there's no way you push this.
Too many TA traps all over this battlefield, man.
Your lineup just does not extend very well. You have to take the fight around the tombstone. You jump into the egg here, Kitrak is gonna punish you very hard. I mean, this Florida looks tanky on paper, but I feel like he's just gonna get blown up.
Or possibly just kind of ignored.
Yeah, that as well. He doesn't pose much threat. That was the other big question I had with Gamin's draft. Like, this Slardar doesn't do anything for the Timber. He doesn't do much for the Arc Warden, as Arc Warden's kind of a hybrid hero.
Yeah, and he can't directly threaten Wind Ranger or Templar Assassin.
I feel like Ace is
Boat's coming in.
pretty limited. It's a quick pickoff. Ooh, that Cobalt.
Got Celery too. Keep looking for more, but I think everybody else is... Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. Theolacor got him on the Blink Dagger. Quinn will be the third victim of Gamin Gladiators daring to stop Shopify Rebellion from going for a second Roshan, and now they just punish themselves. Don't need to take the second Aegis. You could just go high ground while 3 are dead.
And Saberlight makes this off-lane Kunkka look really busted, honestly. Every game we've seen from him. In this game, he had the worst lane. He had the slowest start. Still, he just finds the Stags, these Torrents. So much burst damage coming off of them. He's amped up.
One lane turns to 2 lanes just like that, and they still can go back and take Roshan.
That was just too easy, honestly. Wasn't even a team fight.
Not so safe harbor, eh?
I mean, I think if you're Gamin Gladiators, you might as well just all in, try and go for Roshan again.
But how do you start a fight, you know? This is the only guy you're gonna see. Still missing this Timbersaw BKB as well. Like, you're just gonna get impaled or silenced. Stuck in this Torrent Storm. This is a nightmare team fight.
Yeah, Shopify Rebellion. You almost want to call it right here. Just the fact that they didn't go into the pit and they're being disciplined and waiting for Gamin Gladiators to see if they try and interrupt them. Feels like that's all it takes, but we'll see. Start things off, X out, Ace trying to hold himself with the Aghanim Scepter inside of the bubble, and he does take some serious damage, but Yopaj is still able to run him down, and look at that. They have the egg out. They are able to kill it. The problem is they had to turn and fight, and that's exactly what Yopaj wants you to do. Turn and fight him so he can kill every last one of you.
He wanted the rampage, but he did not get it as Artur kill steals Duraccio. That was the saddest part of that fight for Shopify Rebellion. That Yopaj cannot add to his already immense KDA. You only get an ultra kill.
Hello, what's up?
This Daedalus just makes clean work of everybody, man. Nobody wants Aegis. Although X him back.
All right, well.
I feel like there was no way to win that fight, honestly.
No, I don't think so either. That's what I was saying. Like, as soon as Shopify didn't go into the pit and get caught by surprise or something like that, it felt like it was kind of already over.
Yeah, I think the only way you win that fight is if somehow Yopaj disconnects and runs into you and you can just kill this TA for free. This lineup just ran out of steam. That mid game from Shopify was nasty, man.
Yeah.
And once more, I go back to this Kunkka. The team fight around this Kunkka. They just play so well around it. Egg plus Torrent Storm going off. Like, what are you doing? Dirachi has to sit there, kill this egg during his BKB, and then your whole team is dead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ooh, bounty.
A tier 2 into an inevitable high ground push. Gamin Gladiators have not come up with a solution in all of these previous team fights. I don't see how they're going to be able to come up with one now.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
it's not really a lane of barracks that you could just give up for more time to farm.
This is where you aggro drop that banner in their base.
Blows up the Undying at the start of the fight. Now he does have buyback, but it's already a good start for Shopify Rebellion, and now they got the X. BKB has to be used on Dirachi. Just scare back and push back Ace while they disengage from the Snapfire Kisses.
Almost lands a double shackle there. We'll pull the Warden out. Clone BKBs now. They do have an amp on this Wind Ranger. Mantha already used. But your initiation power is just... It's too scary to jump with these cores. You're going to get hexed. You're going to get impaled. Yopaj is going to tear you up. Got to force a dive
For the bubble, they're going to jump onto him. Yopaj gets off his BKB. They do not have the chain stuns to stop him. They make the initiation, and look at that tidal wave just lining up Yopaj for the double side blade hits.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Artur can just kind of run in and take whoever he wants.
Ova. If I've ever seen an Ova game.
This one was very, very rough for Gamin Gladiators. I feel like it's so much worse that they won the laning phase and the game turned out this way.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. You go back at that 7, 8, 9 minute mark. What more would have they wanted at that point, right?
Yeah.
Versus a good team that's doing well in a tournament, that's the best you can hope for. And just nothing happened as a result. So you're right. It's almost more of a demoralizing loss. Shopify Rebellion continue to cruise through. I mean, if you're not taking this team as a serious threat in this tournament by now, you haven't been watching their games, right?
Yeah, they looked way too good in that group stage 1. I am not too surprised by this outcome whatsoever, because Gamin Gladiators has not looked the best, and Shopify has looked better than they have in a while. So that combination.
But they've been dismantling teams. Like, some of these games have been close. They've lost a couple here or there.
That, but I'm kind of down with it in this game.
I mean, they're just both FU picks to the troll, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're all okay. You're gonna all in this troll with the mag strat. We're just gonna make it so Troll Clan play Dota, and they have done that. This looks like a miserable ass troll game.
Yep.
So it forced a last pick carry. They banned the Lina and the Sniper. I think that was a very good last 2 bans, and they should have picked Anti-Mage, but they.
So
well, that's also not.
What did you actually want? Like offlane Anti-Mage or something?
Anti-Mage. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
I think when you were in the position where your win condition has just been shot through the heart on multiple levels, that you need to present something to mix the game up. Otherwise, you're just kind of all in on troll, and I don't know if that's possible. I think in some patches past, Void Spirit could have been that. Void Spirit with Empower can be very scary. I think it actually is still very scary, this game, in the late game, if they can get there. You have Vengeance Aura behind him, Empowered Void Spirit with, like, you know, Daedalus, Plasma, whatever it is, just going through you. Very spooky for the backline here. It can cut through the Mars as well. So I think conceptually that pick actually makes sense, but I don't know if Void Spirit is strong enough this patch to get there. I think, look, all I'm telling you is if this was like some old OG squad, they would have had tops in mid troll, and they would have picked the Anti-Mage and put it safe lane.
Okay.
And he would have free farmed. They would have had Empower, and then you may win this game off a Mana Void pop off the Medusa.
I mean, they would not have many heroes to hunt down the AO. You're not wrong about that, but he's not in this game. Who is in this game is the carry troll, who's currently trying to run down Saberlight. Not going to be able to do it, though. Too many stick charges.
So I think this is a game Quinn has to pop off. And he is on... Now, some would say, what do you know Quinn for? What hero comes to your mind?
Ember Spirit?
No, incorrect. Pangolier, of course. The not real hero.
Okay.
Trick question. But then it would be Leshrac. But his favorite hero to play is actually Void Spirit.
Really?
If he could play any hero for the end of time, it would be Void Spirit. That's some insider knowledge for you.
Are you making this up?
No, this is true.
Okay.
He has spammed the crap out of this hero since its release. Right? He's level 25 on it. He loves this hero. But sadly, it's just not been in that great a shape. Probably because he spammed the hell out of it in competitive and it got nerfed. Which is the real lesson of the day. If you love something, hide it away.
Don't reveal it to the world.
No.
Jealously guard it.
And pull it out at like TI Grand Finals, and he doesn't have time to nerf it.
See, I thought the lesson was going to be more like Thompson. Only play heroes that are not meta.
I'm telling you, he would have played Troll mid here, I'm just saying. I mean, he probably would have played anti-mage mid. But either way works. We'll see what this Void Spirit can do. So far, he's having a pretty good laning phase. That's a good sign. And this hero can be annoying for Shopify this game if he gets fast items. That's another good sign. Not the first blood, unfortunately, but hey, all that early gold for game and last game didn't do anything for him. So maybe it won't do anything for Shopify Rebellion here. And as much as the panel liked this Rebellion lineup, it does have some weaknesses if it gets off to a slow mid game.
For sure.
I could see it being a little clunky. You were mentioning Medusa OD. Yeah, these two heroes don't necessarily do a huge amount for each other. You know, you're going to freeze them into stone and then nuke them with an astral sanity that doesn't do anything. You know, it gets a little weird, but obviously in the late game, they're both very powerful, and the other three have a lot of stun set up for them. So this draft functions quite fine. But I could see, like, you know, you swap somebody in, you have a skewer in, there's a lot of displacement on gaming, you can pull people out of this ball, and there's not much counterplay to that outside of the Lion Insta-Hex. So a lot of weight on the Olakor again in this game, both offensive and defensive. We'll see if he can live up to the task. Certainly did in game one.
Nice skewer back.
And Kitrak should be dead here.
Hit by the power shot, not quite enough thanks to so many stick charges, but they'll get him with the shockwave.
This is a very strong lane. This should be a very comfortable lane for Ace over the long run. He should get pretty big. And again, I go back to the itemization from that game one. I think Shopify were just more on point overall with their itemization, what they wanted to do with it. They got the fast TA blink. They were running around with him. Made space for Artor to get some later game scaling stats. He wasn't an easy target to go on. Everything kind of lined up there. Whereas like the double Mjolnir and the Mage Slayer Slaughter, none of it really came together. I could see the idea behind some of it, but it just didn't pan out. So this game, I think that's the biggest adjustment I would want to see out of gaming is get together on the itemization front and make sure you're all on the same page about what you want to do with it and when you want to strike.
So what kind of itemization do you want to see out of Ace here? Like, do you want a faster Blink Dagger? Are you okay with just going for like the full Harpoon build?
You do need a blink at some point in this game. I don't know if he needs it right away. I wouldn't mind some stats like Echo Blink or something. I don't think you go utility mag here. I think picking up some damage slack would be nice. You want to end up with a BKB probably at some point. I don't know. We've also just seen some like Harpoon Blink. We've also seen some Blink Ags. Really early Ags on this hero. But I don't know if you're doing that into the Lion Insta-Hex with a save on OD. Honestly, I don't even care what it is, as long as they're on the same page about it and they go and use it, you know? That's what matters a lot more in Dota. The idea behind something. Even if the idea is bad.
Saberlight, similar to game one, is not having a fun time in his lane. It's a Troll Vengeful Spirit lane. So Troll gets all these free hits, and those free hits are doing a lot of damage thanks to all that minus armor.
Unfortunately, Quinn is getting trialing on the 6-minute power rune, and he has almost less CS than Yopaj has denies. So
yeah,
this pick has not worked out in the laning phase at all. Which I guess is to be expected a little bit. You're not going to beat OD here, but this is pretty brutal. For your last pick, like game-winning hero, it's going to scale with Empower and stuff. And they're having trouble rotating to him as well. Catapult getting some free extra hits here before it'll die.
Yeah, are you really going to have impact in the side lanes when you can't get levels and you can't get power runes?
Side lanes are doing pretty well, though. It's a good news, right? Ace and Dyrachyo are both having pretty good games. Dyrachyo especially here, 37 and 11. Very well. Lotus in the back. And again, this is going to be an Empower troll, so it can get very big. Oh my god,
Saberlight. Somebody saved it. Oh, nice spear. Caught the edge of that tree right there. And if they can keep enough disables, Yopaj can come in and clean up the kill. And they got him. Come back from that imprisonment. Dead as Celery is going to be soon. Nice impale.
Man, if you get that TP and you get out of there, that's such a big win in this early game. But that spear connecting sealed his fate. I don't think that over-aggression is necessarily bad if you read that play, because then you open up so much space for Quinn, who really needed it. Unfortunately, Saberlight got your number, sets that play up. Yopaj collects. Very happy about that double kill.
Artur is a little bit low on mana. Actually, he has a lot. Arcane Boots and a bunch of stick charges, so he's okay. He's okay. Tons of regen.
Man, this Arcane Boots and Dusa is so annoying on lane.
Yeah. The buildup of Ring of Bacillus adds a lot to the hero.
So much HP. Celery's here, but like, what are you doing, right?
Well,
I mean, he still has Mangle. It is a kill if you can get the mag on him, but the mag's very far. Try and run him down. Actually, he used it, huh? Yeah, he might die. Okay. That was a lot more damage than I expected.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, Tofu has quietly had a very good game up here.
Oh, Yopaj! He's gonna catch up to him. Stomp lands. OD.
A little taunt, too.
Is some of the problem with mid OD. Not the best rotator.
No, his early game is really based around Eclipse. Like, you rotate, you get kills with Eclipse, but otherwise you're kind of farming. The fight comes to you, you're happy to take that, but you kind of need that level 9 to 12 period where you have max Astral, max Orb, really do the work. And like I said, Tofu's having a pretty good game. He can do some work here. I mean, this Wind Ranger could also scale into another core this game.
Yeah,
not out of the question with Empower on top of it.
I think you would kind of like to see that. Would you like to see a Diffuser Blade?
Huh. Interesting idea. I honestly just prefer Maelstrom if you're going to go that route.
Okay.
I think it's just way more flexible, way more damage. I wouldn't mind just double brace or tread support Ranger here, though. Even that with Empower is a lot of damage because you stat it up. He's going to hurt. It's honestly a pretty good matchup versus Dusa and OD here.
Yeah.
I think there was a world where you could consider playing core Wind Range this game if they really wanted it, but maybe you felt that wasn't impactful enough on that last pick. And I mean, obviously you are playing it into Arena Lion. A lot of lockdown. Astral can mess with you too. But right now it's Ace leading the pack. I mean, that's what you want if you're gaming. Let's see what he can do with it. He's going to Echo build. So Echo Blink probably. Sounds pretty good here.
Echo Blink later. Back to Harpoon.
Oh, this would be huge if you can get another Medusa kill early game.
Yeah, with Dyrachyo going through the gate to add some additional firepower to guarantee this kill.
He's easy.
Okay, he's going to come back in and get shot down by Tofu, but they are going to get the return kill on Dyrachyo, it looks like. As he doesn't really have...
Damn, they brought everybody.
Yeah, they did.
That is a heavy defensive committal from Shopify, and they still lose the Dusa. You will trade out the carries.
I do think you kind of have to do that when you have this OD Dusa. Because you're not powerful enough to do some things. The Stomp does land on the Ace. That'll get Yopaj out of here, I think.
Doesn't have that RP point either. I mean, these are like the kills where you want to gobble them up with the Void Spirit. These open skirmish areas where he can just chase you down off the double jaunt. He has Arcane Rune too, man. This is just too juicy to pass up.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let these heroes get back. Shopify stick together. Arteezy came to this lane to escort his supports out of there, and they still end up dying. And now Arteezy is just missing out on a lot of farm time. Couldn't save his support. Can't actually hit creeps.
Yeah,
He does choose to. They might actually kill him if he's not careful.
And it's spooky. This combination is going to be really nice on the map. Wind Ranger Power Shot and any of these kind of single target jump Spirit Heroes feels real good. It's like the best follow-up nuke in the game. Yeah, Artur not too happy about this early game. He has not had the freedom we've seen in a lot of these other matches. Though I guess game one, he kind of got messed up too.
He did, yeah.
Just wasn't a factor as the game progressed.
A lot of that Shopify win, though, was based around the fact that they had heroes that could do things at 15 minutes, even though they were behind in net worth. And I feel like it's the opposite here, where
Odie, Medusa, not known for the comeback fighting, but Mars, ET, I think, are. Like, that is a lot of AoE control. It's going to be the Manta rush for the Void Spear here. It's going to be a lot of scaling on this game and lineup. Honestly, I think it might be a factor that we all underestimated a little. If this Ranger can pick up some slack, you get power on all three of these cores, and they're all building to scale. You have like Harpoon, Blink Mag, you have Manta, Lincoln's Void Spear with Empower, Troll. Doesn't have to 1v5 this game.
yeah, I think
Spooky pause.
I think my philosophy is always that I prefer the lineup that is just more normal and cohesive. Even if, like, in this situation, right, the Troll is, like, mega shut down by what Shopify drafted. Like, yeah, they drafted to, like, completely kill the Troll, but if you're down by 10k net worth at, 25 minutes...
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter, right? So... That is my fear for Shopify Rebellion, is that Gamin Gladiators are just going to work up a lead because they can't keep pace with the fact that they've got this Void Spirit running around doing a lot more than any of their cores can, that you've got Magnus who's going to reposition people and they can't save that hero very easily.
And you got Venge to help you pick up this physical scale on top of Empower. That's a lot for something like an OD to deal with.
Yeah.
Not going to build early armor here. And this is going to be an interesting game how it develops. I feel like it will come down to these two offlaners, which can affect the team fight faster and get their other cores online and into that Roshan. And it's going to be a smoke on the Mars. They want to activate Saberlight. Is pretty farmed. Got a lot of recovery.
Baiting out. Go for the amp damage rune. He picks it up. Will he be able to get away? They actually arena back the rest of these heroes and spear back Quinn. A really smooth move by Saberlight.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And that's like they can set up all game this Astral into Impale or Spear. Guaranteed, right? That's going to be a problem for Quinn. Needs these later defensive items to deal with it, but again, he's just the poorest core in this game. He had to deal with the obnoxious hero mid. There was no roam, there was no gank or acceleration.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess the OD is made a lot better in this game by all the follow-up that he has. Spear. Trying to hit that RP, but the Yule Scepter stops him. He put Kidtrak next to Saberlight. Could have been a double, but he got interrupted. Now, they get the swap back onto Saberlight, so they still have a chance to be able to kill him. Pin to the tower. The Venge is going to go down. The RP misses. Oh, no. Ace went for Yopaj. Well, Saberlight got saved by the imprisonment, so neither one of them gets hit by the RP.
Super nice play by Yopaj here. He just gets everything out of that. I mean, it was a heads-up double jump by Quinn that set up this swap. It looks like Saberlight's dead, but nope. Outworld Devour here to make your dreams a nightmare. And yeah, with RP, does not feel good. That Yule's also displaced him on the first go. That's going to be the blink finish. So now it's a bit easier. That is a fight you wish you could take back. You were gaming. Yopaj has still not died in this series, by the way. This guy just like untouchable or something?
You're gonna stop this, man. Stop him now! Swap skewer back. Surely he's dead now.
Yes, he is. Easy. Why didn't they just do that before?
That's a great point, Avery.
Yeah, just run up and kill him.
Why don't they do the things that are successful more? Stogaze will scare back some of these heroes as Saberlight, another Yule Scepter to try and get him away from Quinn, but Quinn has another step. He'll chase down that opposing offlaner. Ace, he is running down the heroes as well as Duraccio. Boy, Gamin Gladiators cleaned the hell out of that fight.
Yeah, they took real big advantage of that OD death. Get 3 on the backside. No Yopaj to save you this time. Just run him down. I mean, that's the strength of this lineup. The chase potential is extremely high. The displacement's extremely high. So you isolate a target, get a numbers advantage, chase him down. That is exactly how this lineup is going to look real damn good. Sets Shopify back a pace and Duraccio up a notch.
Would like to point out you cursed the hell out of Yopaj.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Man,
Yeah,
has
but-
it died in the series yet? Dies 30 seconds later.
I mean, what do you want, man?
I want you to use your powers for good, Avery.
Nobody's solved world hunger yet.
Good job. I'm looking forward to reading the headlines
Radiant
when I wake
are
up in the morning.
scanning.
Blink Dagger. You really need this Blink Dagger on the line because you got to find a way to be able to stop this swap skewer back nonsense that's going to be happening to you the entire game. And the only real option they have is either Yopaj hits the imprisonment at the right time or they hit the Hex on the Magnus when he tries to go skewer back.
These supports from Gamin are just going to be way more influential than last game. That's the problem. They're both annoying. And there's just so much damage amp here. I don't know, man. The more we watch this lineup,
Dire's
there's just
middle
so much
tower
damage
is
that's going
under
to get thrown into you. And can you get to the items to mitigate it fast enough? Odie and Medusa are just not
fortified.
really known for helping the team solve these problems early on.
And there's, I mean, it's not really the build for most Mars players either. Right, you Blink Dagger, Yules, Octarine, all these other things. None of these are going to be teamfight utility items. Yopaj flashed the tree and pulled into another Void Spirit kill.
Yeah, did I mention Yopaj had not died in this series?
Dire are scanning.
Well, now he appears to be dying a lot.
I mean, I told you, they should just kill him more.
They listen.
If I was Gamin's coach after that game one, I would have walked in that room and said, guys, let's just kill Yopaj.
Let's kill the Batman.
Now they're rolling.
Dire's
Now
should
they're
be a
playing
coach.
Dota.
has fallen.
Maybe I should be. Just kill them.
Just kill them.
Easy strat.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Just
Don't
run.
die.
That's
Kill
right.
the enemy.
Success.
Take the Ancient.
Profit.
Duraccio has BKB, so
It's a
this
hard
looks
go.
scary, but they don't actually have
Dire's middle tower is under
a way to
attack.
stop him.
Are scanning.
I almost wonder if he wanted to get Astral there and bait it out a bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
the swap behind. You had people going through the gate.
He can. Can you always get out BKB if you get imprisoned speared?
I want to say yes.
I want to say yes too.
I think you can always BKB to Astral. Because there's like that.
Dire's
the interaction's
top tower
weird.
is under attack.
Yule's initiation from Saberlight pins back the Wind Ranger. Tofu had a pretty successful
find.
early game, so that pickoff is not a small one. Also worth a healthy amount of gold. Milk it, Celery as well. Both supports worth over 700 gold.
Those are big kills to give away here. For a move that was
Dire's top
yielding
tower
not a lot for Shopify. Suddenly they get a decent amount of gold out of it. A lot of map control off that ward. Something they can come back to. The other lanes do get shoved in. As Quinn and Ace are both continuing to farm and scale here. And they're going to try and force Roche with the power of OD. I mean, this is something that Gaming 100% want to
Dire's
contest.
middle tower is
You have
under
a Magnus lineup around that pit. You have your early BKB. This is fight you want to take, especially if you can find.
Really good for Ace. Oh, they actually found the opening onto the Void Spear, just what they needed, the RP. It comes just a little bit too late. The Void Spear's already dead, but Duraccio is going to work here. All these heroes grouped up, Harpoon, pull him back. You're not going anywhere, Artur.
That RP on the backside was sick. Absolutely sick. Just lined them all up. They clumped for that Void Spear kill, and Ace took full advantage of it. And Quinn would rather not get caught there by the Hex, but you will take that team fight win for sure.
Duraccio with Battle Fury.
Yeah, he was
throw him in
bleeding.
Empower. You group these heroes up. Troll is going to demolish the whole group of them.
Ace is rolling this game. He looks a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident. The itemization's all making sense, coming together. Big team fight win. I mean, you're closing on an axe for Celery, man. These supports can continue to scale and get really big in this game. And the problem with OD is he does not interact with BKBs at all. He does zero. And the problem is these fights are going to get decided very fast when that RP lands or someone gets skewer swapped. The BKB gets popped on the troll. What's your game plan in that type of situation? You have to stall it out. You have to kite, you have to use a stone gaze, but like we saw there, the damage can get done really fast. Even that was without the Void Spirit going through. This troll is scary, man. He is exploding in net worth off that fight. The Aegis plus in power. 5K ahead of the Medusa now.
Long range harpooning now available. TZ has to use the stone gaze just to make sure he can get through the portal to the other side of the map.
And he's going second item Butterfly. This is already scouted because there's nothing else you're building this Eagle Song and do. You might have an MKB by the time this gets out. The pace this troll is going. That is just going to be debilitating. You're going to absolutely melt.
Smoke pops. Kitrak going to be spotted by Quinn. That's a freebie. How many more can he get? He sees RTZ and his team is collapsing.
He does so much damage.
Yeah, he is cutting through his hero mana pool so damn quickly. Yopaj, they do manage to get the stop the initiation of the Magnus. I don't think he's gonna die straight up. And now Yopaj, he gets off the TP, but he'll be stopping the shackle. No problem.
Gets found by Duraccio on the backside, so he doesn't even escape here.
All that work to save RTZ, but nobody will make it out alive.
This game is completely out of Shopify's control. Troll is way too massive, man. Really good lane into some really good fights. Putting power on top of it, and then you have Vengeance Aura plus Wave of Terror and a drum behind you. I mean, just way too much early amp damage. Classic Magnus strategy here, and this lineup is just too slow to deal with it. That early game was better, okay, maybe, but those side lanes did not go your way, and Ace is just taking names. He's got an Aether Lens on top of this Harpoon.
Yeah. Bing bong. Bing bong.
Oh, yeah, it's bing bong.
He did a whole lot of bing bong in the last game, not so much this game.
No, he is getting bing bonged.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that MKB is coming, man. He's just got to decimate that front line.
A bauble from the void.
Wait, have it before this butterflies?
Yeah, preemptive MKB. Maybe RTZ should think about Swift Blink instead or something.
I don't know. That's so demoralizing.
Radiant are scanning.
It's going to be close. Especially if they win a fight here.
I mean, this is kind of turning out just what we kind of talked about. You can have all the counters in the world, but gold is the greatest counter of all.
That's true to life.
Way too real.
No, money doesn't buy happiness, Austin. But sadness is free.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
He's almost has an Aghanim Scepter
Yes.
on this bench.
Dire's
Oh
bottom
my
tower is
God.
under attack.
This game is just, it's getting harder and harder, man.
That's going to solve some little bit of high ground issues, right? Because it's a little annoying going high ground against this Shopify lineup. But if you could have a Venge who could just freely swap because he's got an Aghanim Scepter and isn't too bothered, isn't too fussed about dying.
I mean, the big point of it is the Mad can fish freely. And if he gets text, you swap him out.
Yeah,
Or you swap the Lion in and start the fight that way.
The Liquor. Yule Scepter, they're going to try. Oh, he gets swapped out of the Yules. Good call there from Stellar. He hit the RP on the OD Medusa again. All he needs to do is pull him into the troll. Dyrachyo has to pop his BKB, but he can't quite stop the Stone Gaze, so it halts him up a little bit. Dyrachyo can still keep chasing, though, and he'll get him there eventually. Spear after spear, stun after stun. Dyrachyo now pops his ultimate, though, and starts chasing the heroes once again. More stuns are laid into him, but they do not have enough, man. They can't kill the troll, and they can't stun him forever.
I mean, pretty well kited from Shopify.
Oh, okay, maybe they can. With Saberlight, extra
want him.
lives.
He has MKB, though.
Arteezy just trying to out-crawl the troll.
Somehow, Shopify, they commit double buyback to win this fight, but it is well worth
the
it.
spear. Somebody's got it. Okay, the Hex is out in time. They will actually wipe Gamin Gladiators. It cost them a couple of buybacks there. Saberlight and Theodore both had to buy back, but it was well worth it. Considering how far behind they were, that was a great choice by Shopify Rebellion to take a fight like that.
With that RP caught the heroes he wanted, but there wasn't a follow-up. The Shackle caught Artur at the start of that as well. You get the OD here. Everything needs to go on OD. The Skewer got interrupted by that shield crash. That is huge. Buys so much space for Yopaj to get out of the control of this troll. And there's just no follow-up in terms of stuns. You get the Mars, but he has buy, and again, Ace is searching for this OD. He gets another Harpoon Skewer, but there's no damage on him. Yopaj did almost 8,000 damage in this fight on this Outworld Devourer. And if that hero is alive, he will win that ultra-long exchange.
I mean, for my money, if Shopify turns this game around, you gotta give MVP to Saberlight. I mean, this guy is hitting so many spears. That God's Rebuke was very fight-winning on the Skewer back you were talking about.
He has made this Mars shine from a rough position. I mean, that was a fight you won with Butterfly Medusa with the MKB already out.
Yeah.
Like, if that troll ever connects on him, he disappears.
Great stomp by Kitrak, too. That three-person stomp.
Yeah, the interrupts have been on point for Shopify, and that's their comeback mechanism. These Arena, the Spear, the Yules, the Stomps, the Impales. If you can keep landing these, you get off multiple rounds of them, it'll keep your other two cores alive, and in theory, you can outrange these heroes. Take them down eventually. Ags on the Medusa, so more kiting power. They're just going to rely on this OD damage as this game progresses.
Wonder if Dyrachyo realizes just how close to death he was there. If he decided to push for another wave or something.
So my big question in this game is, what happens when you get the other two BKBs? Because I think you want the BKB on the Mag at some point, just to guarantee you get that RP Skewer on the OD and no shenanigans happen.
Yeah.
You want the BKB on the Void Spirit here so you can just commit in, not have to worry about the Hex, not get caught in some random stomp. And you have that Ags on Celery, so yeah, well, Ace can buy it out here in 20 gold. Quinn is a bit of ways off, but you have the Ags Venge that can bail somebody out. So this changes a lot because a lot of that OD damage goes away. The interrupts that won them that fight aren't as reliable now. But you bled a lot of that net worth away. You're probably looking towards that next Roshan.
Disperser Troll sounds pretty nasty.
It's gonna make this Medusa's life even harder
Invisibility.
in case it needed to be.
Smoke for smoke, Gamin Gladiators.
Dyrachyo, no fear.
Trying to walk straight into
Oh,
them
he knows the
here.
courier's running.
They might get sandwiched in. They managed to jump onto Theo Lecor. That's almost perfect, but he managed to get a force staff away. Meanwhile, the pin goes onto Duraccio. Swap back from Stellary as he has forfeited his life to bail out his carry. Ace does
Two-man RP.
manage to hit the 2-mana RP once again, but cannot skewer them into the heroes. Now he pushes them over. But Duraccio is only just now getting back into the fight while Yopaj is pushing himself backwards. Arteezy playing out man to dodge, does manage to get away from that magic missile while Ace is being chased by Saberlight. Another swap keeps him alive, spear back while Duraccio leans into the carry Dusta and quickly makes her topple over.
Dude, that was almost another fight where they somehow kited them out, but just not enough control left in the tank. They finally get Yopaj on the connection.
Dire's top
That
tower
swap
is under attack.
bought so much time. Duraccio runs in, he gets swapped back out. They have to kill this Venge, but of course the Venge comes back. Use Stone Gaze for that. You wasted a lot of the OD's time in the fight.
Is under attack.
And the BKB mag makes a big difference there as he can find the RP on 2, gets a 3-man skewer. Just sets it all up for these cores to go to work. That is going to lead to a lot of buildings going down here as you just don't have the buybacks here on Shopify.
Dire's middle barracks. Dire's
I mean, you can Megas them here.
Dire's middle
You hit real hard.
2 lanes at least. Roshan is still up, so they can go back for that if they want to play it safe.
I mean, you know the Mars doesn't have buy.
Dire's bottom barracks.
But yeah, I guess they figure it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah. No reason to risk it. Down a game in this series, and Gamin Gladiators is already down a series in this group stage, so best to play it conservatively.
Wind Ranger Shard, nice here as well. But now you have triple BKB up. And now these fights get really hard. As, what do you do if you're Yopaj? You have to just sit there. Unless you find that Hex initiation. Oh, he went Ags instead of BKB. All right. I can respect that. I mean, there's not a lot that prevents the silences going out here. But there's no BKB on the OD. These silences will wreck him in the fight.
Is my reward.
You'll catch the supports. If Quinn finds the Lion now, it's a very different initiation, right?
Yeah.
He will not get anything off in return. So I actually like this Axe pickup. I think it makes a lot of sense. He'll take the Aegis as well because everybody else is slotted.
That gives him even more freedom to just dive in after the Lion, silence him, finish him off. If he somehow gets caught, no big deal. Have second life.
Can interrupt the stomp. This Axe is going to do a lot of work here.
Yeah.
A lot of... I mean, you're looking at 5 heroes that
Dire
do not want to get
outstanding.
hit by this right now. Like, ideal Void Spirit Axe game. Should be able to close this out. 23k net worth lead. They'll try and push high ground. Fish for somebody.
Radiant are
Got a swap to
scanning.
do it. You've got that Harpoon Skewer to do it. Psychic Headband on top of the 8th lens for Ace. Mega cast range is double jaunt for a DD rune. Why not? Add some more damage to the mix. And a regen rune. Why not?
How much of an advantage do you need to finish off that last lane if you're Gamin Gladiators? Also, you're approaching 35 minutes, Avery. Their win rate very high when ending games before 35 minutes. And they're looking to do that right now.
I like
just
this play.
one final blow. Instead of going to the top,
Yeah,
they
this is-
smoke through the bottom.
This is way better. You just want to see something and jump them. Like, who cares about the last lane racks? You're going to end this game off the team fight. Shopify be reading this move as well. Have a defensive smoke.
Okay. Gamin Gladiators do not see their opportunity, so they back up. For what exactly? I'm not entirely certain. I guess, okay, that Wisdom Rune puts level 25 Troll. That's definitely something.
They're not really in a rush. BKB for OD. So you can avoid these Void Spirit silences now. Still have to contend with some BKBs, but I'll have something going for him. And yeah, that is a good talent in this game for sure. Should guarantee he gets that full duration off. That will
Amp damage has been popped.
Oh, yeah, he's going.
Oh, they almost spotted Saberlight here. Saberlight's looking for the spear back, but he tries for it, doesn't land, and then better RP hits from Ace onto 3 once again. The arena tries to lock some heroes around. Does manage to get off the Stone Gaze, but he's not a man on the side of RTZ, so he can't really get away from these heroes, man.
See you in game 3 as Gamin pull it back with honestly a pretty nice draft in terms of the synergy.
You're welcome, everybody.
Sweet violence. Yes, that is what that was. The violence. It was sweet. Good music choice, too.
It's past midnight. We're getting into some silly hours here.
Yeah, this is when people start doing shit and they don't think they can be fired because the real big boss isn't watching.
Yeah, corporate's all asleep, guys. We can do whatever the hell we want.
That's what I think all the time. It's a great way to live life.
Yeah, well, it's prime Valve watching hours, so.
Valve doesn't watch Dota.
That's true. They're watching CS2 right now.
You know, that's like all a myth. Like, they just made this shit up like Gabe plays Sand King. No, he doesn't.
It's all propaganda.
Yeah, it's just like to make people think. Meanwhile,
are you saying that email isn't going directly to Gabe?
Look, all I'm saying is I've sent like 10,000 emails to Gabe Newell at valvesoftware.com, and he has never replied once to my cook-off invitation. Don't play sad music. It's not a sad story.
Maybe he just doesn't like you.
That's probably likely. Probably because I sent him 10,000 emails. I send him one every day, just so he knows that I still care.
Hey, Gabe. Casted the TI finals the other day. Hope you heard it. Love to meet you. All right, Quinn Leshrak versus Yopaj Puck. This is going to be an interesting matchup.
This is two beasts of a mid laner on their signature heroes, man.
Yeah, I think you asked me at the game 1, right? If I'm thinking of Quinn and a hero, you said first it's Pango, and then second it's Leshrak.
Yeah, he is level 30 on Lesh, and Yopaj is level 30 on Puck. So we combine those. It's 60 levels of pubs tormented between these two. Disgusting.
How'd you feel about the analysis? They were actually split on the desk for once.
Yeah. It's an interesting split. I think this game could go either way, but I do like the Venge again. I feel like this has been Gamin's most successful hero of the tournament, to be honest. The one they've looked the most consistent with in terms of just scaling with it, getting like the good teamfight utility up. If I was going to pick one thing I feel like I've taken away from Gamin trying to adjust in this meta and struggling, I feel like they just said, okay, we're going to pretend we have Amar on our team. And they are just prioritizing ATF's offlane hero pool. Just all the blink stunners. I guess Collapse is playing something similar, but he's not nearly doing as well. But I feel like they've just given up on this idea of playing the big team fighters for Ace, and it's starting to work a bit better, I guess. The downside is for this team that loves to have their utility in ball, they got to make it up elsewhere, which is on the supports, which is why I think the Venge works really well for them. As we're seeing a bunch of kills.
Gotta keep an eye on every lane as kills abound everywhere. Damn. 2 of them for Gamin Gladiators in the side lanes. Quinn isn't able to get the kill on Yopaj yet.
Once more of these side lanes being really strong for Gamin.
Yeah. Not too surprising that the Centaur lane is...
And again, I think this Venge is the crux of what's working for Gamin. Flip side, though, on Shopify, we're going to see what our Tor can do with this Lifestealer. We've seen some pretty successful Lifestealers this tournament.
Ward behind the tower, stun into silence, but they can't get Ace close enough. Still do some heavy damage, and honestly, maybe kicking him out of, like, nice fear shot. That was beautiful from Tofu, surviving on 35 HP, nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. Arteezy eventually falls. Tofu gets a little bit low at the same time, but Kidrak cannot collect on that kill. And he just needs to stay alive to be able to collect the experience of these creeps as they're dying, but He's going to be chased down by Ace, and they'll finish the job. Double kill as a big rotation from Celery sets it all up.
For what's supposed to be a favorable lane matchup, get a little fear.
Pops away, Stampede trying to catch up. And Coil, but he's just running out of spells. You can only dodge for so long. Now, they do kill Dyrachyo on the other side of things, so that's a very significant kill, especially since Arteezy was able to be a part of it.
That's big catch-up gold for Artur.
Just a very slow hero when you lose lanes.
This is...
Yeah, not the easiest kill. And trying to go on a off-lane Mars right next to a tier 2 tower. Not going to be able to burst him down so easily. So, bit of an error there from Gamin Gladiators. Aelacor just wants to save this lightning. He's like, no, please, this is such a good spell for me. They're not going to let him get away with it, though.
Well, space for the Lifestealer. Like, you push this game really late. I can see you overcome some of the strength. Alec and Centaur maybe fall off a little bit. You can kite them out in fights, get some good Supernova arenas going.
It's an aggressive in and spears him. Damn. They're going to be able to get the Coil Supernova on the side here. They can't attack the egg. It's right on the wall. This is perfect for Shopify. But the jump in from Dyrachyo after the egg explosion. Not quite what he wanted to do there. Couldn't do the damage. Not against the stun ray. This is a bad fight. He just picked up the Blink Dagger and it got him killed, man.
And
he could have been farming up a BKB. He could have been working towards an AC, but he bought a Blink Dagger. He chose to try and join his team on a fight, and it just killed Gamin Gladiator's advantage. Therefore, he blinks the lesser range.
Can you swap Artur into Hoof Stomp? Just like insta-stun him? Is that a thing?
They try and blink stun him. It doesn't work here. Saberlight jumps in after that one with his BKB, taking a lot of damage in return. The swap back does manage to bail out the Alchemist. No, it doesn't. He still dies. Yopaj looks like he burned him out with his damage over time. Arteezy will die in return. So carry for carry down. Where do they get a jump here? Yopaj blinking into the pit.
Almost got bashed.
Has to jump to his orb on the other side. Now he's kind of stuck in a corner here. It's not the great. He has a BKB.
Yeah, for the calling.
Okay, a call swap in onto Tofu. They have this arena on a bunch of heroes, but they're all BKBs. They're all going to run out of this one Supernova on the side here. They ran into the Supernova, and they can't actually attack it. That allows a little bit more of a reset with the Sun Ray burning down some of these heroes. Saberlight's got to try and back himself away, while Arteezy needs to wait for his next round of rage. It's up now, so he's looking to challenge Dyrachyo, but Celery came in from behind, almost assassinated Saberlight. It's not good enough. Saberlight. Arteezy, Yopaj, all smelling blood in the water. They're going to try and chase after Gamin Gladiators.
They know Ace is low, and they know there's no Alco running.
Yeah, no Chemical Rage, so they can chop him down pretty easily.
That calling.
Arteezy can't get... Rage goes off. Oh, Ace almost finishes him off. Not quite good enough. They heal the Sun Rays, keeping the hero alive ever so barely, while Quinn is strong enough to push these heroes back. But Yopaj, he is wily enough to stay out of any of these nukes. He's pretty healthy. Just not quite having the damage to finish up the Centaur nor Tofu. But it doesn't matter. They've won the bigger part of the battle, and that's the fight for Roshan.
Dude, Ace is so tanky. Eternal Shroud on top of getting Glimmer Pavis that entire fight, but it's Quinn trying to carry the damage load here as Dyrachyo just can't really get anything done. Gamin look like they're gonna smoke here. Try and push this lane in. Gotta contest this Rosh. You cannot give up a Roshan in this game.
Look at this move. They're going to try and meet him. Oh, but they might not get here in time.
Well, they see that.
They dive. They put a ward on the high ground. They get the vision. Now they get the initiation, but an instant hex hits the Mars, and he's not able to get off the arena in time. And Infest trying to save him out. Refreshers, and they can't save the Supernova. Dyrachyo just cuts through that one, and now he can lay into the Lifestealer as well. A clean wipe for Gamin Gladiators in this team fight. They lose Celery, but they collect 3 lives.
Well, they found Yopaj.
Yeah, they catch up to him too. What a reaction. Quinn making the best out of his Scythe, and Dyrachyo cleaves through a grouped up Shopify in that one.
Dyrachyo thinking about a butterfly, but it's going to be an aggressive smoke from Shopify into the Aegis.
Flying out that axe to him now. They're going to get the initiation onto Celery. Is this just a pickoff? Or are Gamin Gladiators going to try
Oh,
and
he
fight
found
this
the
one? It
stun.
seems like Duraccio wants to do just that. Abyssal Blade gets
There's
a
the
basher
Hex.
too, but the Sun Ray is causing some issues. A Stomp comes in
gone.
from Ace, interrupts that heal, and now Arteezy is dead. He does have a buyback though. He's going to pop it here. Aegis is going to be wearing thin soon for Quinn. Duraccio's blinking forward, looking for more heroes.
Oh, he
Hit by a
mislisted.
telekinesis. He actually gets a stun on himself now. It's good enough to kill Saberlight. Oh, he pops the refresher. He's going to go for the buyback. Arteezy chasing down heroes. He finishes up the Venge illusion first. Now turns back onto Ace,
He's so
who's
tanky.
body slowed. So he may be tanky, but he's also not going anywhere right now. And without the Alchemist, they've run out of damage. Blink away. Quinn,
Got
can
out
they
of the
still
arena.
catch up to him? Stuck inside the arena for now. Quinn gets bumped
Thrown
into
back
that one.
in.
He goes for the fight. They're going to buy back on Duraccio. He's going to try and get here in time, but Quinn is dying fast. The Bloodstone's not good enough. He dies as well. He also has a buyback. But Duraccio is coming into the fight soon.
Alchemist incoming.
Is this going to be good, but is this going to be bad? He got telekinesis, got
No ult.
production again on himself. Now, the Lightstealer goes on to him.
He's dead.
Quinn, he's trying to get here in time. He's fighting back, but Duraccio died
What
back.
is happening?
Now Quinn, and now it's his turn to suicide into Shopify Rebellion's lineup. Or maybe he'll live. No! Yo, Posh does too much damage, cuts him down, turn to Tofu. That's a dieback on both cores. And if Gamin Gladiator's just thrown away the game.
Arteezy Lifestealer, the stuff of legends, writes another page in the book. Come at me, bro.
Dire's
Any
middle
day
tower
of the
is
week, he
under
will take those fights in his base, and he eventually cuts through them all. This is just a thrown and botched buyback situation.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
The only question is, are you going to lose the game here?
Under attack.
2 cores, no buyback. Ace does have his, but he's up at 30.
Can they go straight for the throne off this tier 3? They're going to go for it.
Radiant's middle
We're going to see whether or not Gamin Gladiators can hold
There's another
with
glyph.
3.
But Ace, he bought Deso on the puck.
structures are fortified.
They're just going for the buildings right here. They're stacking the Minotaur, but they want thrown right here, right now. You're going to have
Gamin
to buy the
Gladiators, they're trying to
Centaur.
hold out. They're trying to hold on to these buybacks, at least one of them, so they can fight with multiple
Free
lives
egg,
because they know
no
it's going to be
glyph
so
left.
hard, but they just throw out the coil immediately, go straight for the throne. They're trying to stop
Just
this. The
over?
Supernova explosion stops them. He gets into the mix, but all
Oh
in on
my
the throne, and
God.
Shopify will close it out.
No way. What? Your win probability. I don't think Artur knows he won. Bo has to come in, tell him this guy won the game. Like, what the hell were they doing in that last fight?
I don't know. Oh my God, what a plummet of a graph. If you guys can, I've never quite seen a graph like this, because even when the game ended, it was like 1% in the favor of Shopify. It went from a 99, like 100% guarantee for Gamin Gladiators, and even as the throne exploded, Gamin Gladiators' throne explodes, the game still thinks it's a 50-50 matchup.
I don't know if they had business. Look, I think there is a world where Shopify can win that game,
Yeah, just
but not like that.
not like that.